Before we begin this video, I would just like to say I would like to apologise for the quality of the video clips and the lack of video clips. I wasn't intending on filming them, as I didn't think of making a video out of it until after the campaign. Anyway, I hope you enjoy. I decided to fish Lakeside Fishery due to spending too much money on day ticket waters. I was spending way too much a week, and me and my dad decided if we get a membership we only have to spend a certain amount of money at once, instead of lots and lots a week. So, we came to Lakeside Fishery on our first session with a friend of mine, Josh, and my dad. My dad almost within an hour hooked one, but then he came off the hook. And then like 20 minutes later he hooked another one. This one he got into the net. I think it was around £8, a small common. And then he went off again and he gave that bite to my good friend Josh, another £8 common. I, however, was having no action whatsoever, so I decided to move. And this move turned out to be a brilliant idea. So I moved to the right of my dad, as I originally was on the left, and I flicked out a method feeder. This was because I lost my rig previously, as I lost it to a fish. As gutted as I was, I still kept my chin up and put my rod back out. Almost 20 seconds later, my rod screamed off. I picked it up, and at that time it was my PB, £14 common carp. I'll show you the video now. Alright, hi, we moved spots. I've just hooked into a fish. It feels quite big. It's pulling decently hard, but it's run all the way across the lake. I'm just taking it slowly, step by step. This is Josh recording, and my dad's the guy who's going to be netting the fish. I'm not sure how big it is. I'm on method feeding because I lost my boilie rig. It got snagged in a tree, and yeah, you can see there's 2 floats which have also been tied up. Oh, he looks decent. Oh, he's a big one. It's a mirror.
You can see the carp.
Did you just see how big he is? He's old.
It's certainly dark.
The darker the fish, the older the fish. Daddy's here, he's right here. You going?
I think so.
Is he in?
Yeah.
Oh, he could be my PB.
Well, it's a nice fish. Right.
Oh, this could be my PB, guys.
It's a really big fish. God, that's heavy.
Oh, yep, I hate to break it to you guys, but this is my PB.
It's quite a big one.
Oh my god, that's a monster. Oh.
So the net is £2.
No, 1, because you
Two.
took off.
There's 2. No, it's just today. He's massive.
Yeah, guys, so this is my new PB, I'm pretty sure. It might not be. It's certainly big. Bite alarm, not really, but the weighing scale isn't working. As you can tell, I was extremely happy with that fish, but however, on my next session I didn't get anything at all, neither in the next one. So I changed to swim, and I put on a new boilie, a 15mm boilie around that big, rather than a 20mm. And I just put it straight in the middle of the lake. I didn't really know what I was doing, and I put a patch of boilies around it. And to my surprise, I actually caught something. It was around 3 hours of fishing there. My bite alarm just screamed off, so I picked it up. And it was a lovely, lovely £10 common. I'll show you now. However, the action did not end there. My rod burst into life around half an hour later. Unfortunately, I lost this fish. So we left that day and hoping our next session would bring some more action, as we thought we'd sort of cracked the lake, as we'd finally broken our blank. We thought we were on a roll, but it turns out we weren't. It was our 3rd session after we had that small £10 common that we had our most successful session we've probably ever had there. I had 2 bites all within an hour, and they just ripped off. They were mental. One of them was close up to a snag in the water, but I didn't lose him. I managed to fight him through the snag, and I got him in the net. That was a £13 common. I'll show you now. Once again, the action was not over. I had another bite. After that, it was a £12 common. I was chuffed to bits. My first one, in fact, had a bruised side, probably from spawning or bad angling by another angler. I couldn't wait to get back on the bank again, as I just caught 2 fish at once. However, on my next session, it was another blank. I didn't know what was going on. And then the next one was also a blank. So as frustrated as I was, I decided to fish some other waters in the meantime. But that was only for a few weeks before I got drawn back to Lakeside. When we returned from our 3-week blank, we finally had a take, and we were only there from 7 AM in the morning to 11 AM in the morning, as we had to see some relatives later on in the day. But it was definitely worth it. I caught the biggest fish I've had from this lake ever. It was a 17-pounder, 17.6 ounces to be precise. I was amazed, but little did I know how special this fish was until later on. After catching that 17-pounder, I was determined to properly start fishing here. I knew there were big uns in here, as I'd seen someone next to me catch a 24-pounder, almost the lake record, which was 27 pounds. I really couldn't believe what I was going through right now. I had a 17-pounder, and guess what happened on my next session? Well, I put my rod out in the margins, and I'd baited up with some sweet corn, as also was my hook bait. And then my dad's rod ripped off into action. It was just the most insane take I've ever seen. So we picked it up and we reeled it slowly and slowly. And then we got it in the net, and oh my, it was a beautiful fish. I'll play it now. This fish was in fact a full linear. It was a beautiful mirror carp, and it was just short of 14 pounds. However, the spot where I had baited with sweet corn, down the margins, ripped off into action, just like the take we had on that mirror. I finally played it and got it in the net. It snagged me multiple times, but I fought through the snags. Oh, that was a 16-pound common. It was a stunning, absolutely immaculate, not a single missing scale. I'll show you the photo now. As I caught that fish down the margins, I decided to give it another go, again with sweet corn. And almost instantly I had action. My rod just bent double, it was insane. And then it took so much line and so much fighting. These lakeside warriors truly fight. It was a golden common, immaculate looking fish, just short of 13 pounds. Low double, but I was sure happy with it. We returned the next day and I was lucky enough to catch 3 fish. The first one was a small common with a broken back. I wasn't sure what had happened to it, but it was twisted and deformed. I'd spoken to other anglers who had also caught him before. They think it was due to spawning. My next fish was a 10-pound common carp. I was also very happy with this one. It was a long, lean figure. But not only that, straight afterwards my rod burst into life, ripped off. It took me around the whole lake and even tried to get under the bridge which is connected to a little lake. Oh, luckily enough I got him under there, and just as he was ready to get in the net he pinged off the hook. I really do wonder what I'd lost. Just after that my rod went off again. This time it was an immaculate 14-pound common carp, not a single missing scale on it. I was very happy with this fish. I'll show you all 3 of them now. Just a week later we returned. This time we were on the little lake which the bridge had connected to the main lake. I think this was a very good choice of us, but we decided to change from boilies to method feeders. This was a brilliant choice, as we had 1 fish. It was a 15-pound mirror, my first ever mirror carp from the lake. I was chuffed. However, this fish, the bottom lip of its mouth was completely destroyed. Whether it was to do with bad angling or I think it was to do with bad angling. It was quite clear. It was ripped in 3 different bits, and I don't think that could have even eaten a boilie. Yet it was 15 pounds. But that fish we decided to name Peaches due to its colour, and it had true characteristics with its lips, so we thought it should have a name, as you don't always come across a fish like that. I'll show you now. We returned the next day, and my dad had chosen to go just in front of the bridge on the main lake. This was a very, very good decision, as he had 3 fish almost in the same time, and then he also lost one. I'll show you the pictures now. It wasn't until we got back when we realised the 18-pounder that he had caught, the first fish, was actually a fish I had back all the way in December. We knew this because of its chipped tail and missing scales. We couldn't believe it, but I had also lost a fish that night, and I was very upset about it. That also came on method feeders, which is what my dad was using. But what happened the next day is actually incredible. So we went to the same spot as we went yesterday, which had produced 3 bites. We put our rods out there, and almost instantly my rod screamed off into life. I picked it up and played it nice and gently, but then I slipped it in the net. It wasn't until we got it on the mat when we realised it was the fish I had back in December and the fish my dad had just over 24 hours ago. It was actually unbelievable. We couldn't understand how a fish could even want to eat food after it had just been caught. But, I mean, we had him on the mat, there was no complaining about it. I'll show you the pictures now. Unfortunately, that was our last session at Lakeside, as it had to be cut short due to the coronavirus and the full country being on lockdown. However, we will definitely be returning in the summer, hopefully on a day ticket and hopefully to get some more bangers. I hope you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe for more. Also, comment what you would like to see more in our videos. Thanks for watching.